This is the story of Marigold and her 4 kittens, who faced impossible odds and emerged as true survivors. Their journey shows the incredible bond between a mother and her babies, and the dedication of foster families who open their hearts and homes to animals in need. When Lori first met Marigold at the shelter, she was transporting several groups of kittens and dogs for the Alliance of Responsible Pet Ownership. The babies had just been born, and Lori made a promise to the mama cat that she would come back for her when space became available. She kept the promise.
You happy, Mama, to be out of that cage? Say.
This beauty came to the shelter as an owner surrendered her, and before they arrived at Lori's home, the furry family had only known life in a cage. There was something special about this mother cat with her distinctive appearance. She had a squishy-looking face with a short snout and a tongue she liked to stick out. The shelter staff had named her Marigold, a name Lori decided to keep. Since she had been wanting to do a bee-themed group, she decided on a charming combination of flowers and bees for the kittens' names. Meet Buzz Buzz, Bumblebee, Shasta Daisy, and Sunflower. With the exception of Big Boy Bumble, the kittens weighed what 3-week-old kittens should weigh, but their little legs were in desperate need of muscle development. This condition was likely due to their time in the shelter. Not because of any fault of the shelters, they were simply doing their best to keep the furry family alive. But when kittens can't move around much and there isn't time and resources to ensure mother cats receive proper nutrition for nursing, this is the unfortunate result. Lori immediately began feeding Marigold several meals a day of wet kitty food, providing plenty of water, and leaving dry food out for snacks. But this adorable family's journey was about to take a frightening turn. Despite Mama Marigold's testing negative just days before, little Daisy tested a faint positive for panleukopenia during a vet visit. This was devastating news. Panleukopenia, or panleuk, is a highly contagious and often fatal disease in cats. Daisy's symptoms had presented the day before with vomiting and diarrhea. But the vet said her temperature and vitals were normal, which provided some hope. Sunflower also began showing symptoms like throwing up, while Buzz Buzz and Bumble remained symptom-free from the moment. Lori prepared for the worst, stocking up on anti-nausea medications, probiotics, and keeping fluids on hand. During Mama Marigold's vet appointment, some concerning discoveries were made about her health. She was missing almost all of her incisors and had significant plaque buildup on her teeth. The vet estimated she could be around 5 years old, despite weighing only 5.2 pounds, far too small for a cat her age. Thankfully, her snap test came back negative, but she tested positive for coccidia. Even though the kitten fecal sample was negative, Lori assumed they all had it and just wasn't shedding yet, so everyone started on Albin medication. Life at the foster home became what Lori called the Hot Mess Express. Days were filled with constant cleaning, baths, administering fluids, and weight checks in an endless cycle. Lori was incredibly thankful to have Mama Marigold to nurse kittens, believing that without her, they would have been in much worse condition. Despite the constant care required, there were moments of pure joy. When the kittens received a new toy, a simple scratcher, they were delighted. It was remarkable to see them playing after spending most of their time resting in their bed for days. Lori continued the demanding routine of medications, fluids, offering hydrating food, giving baths when needed, and endless cleaning. Though she knew the cleaning protocols were crucial for Panleuk, she couldn't resist playing and interacting with these little furballs. Daisy became the biggest weight gainer, which was particularly encouraging since Lori had been especially worried about her. There were more signs of recovery. These cuties loved their before-bed zoomies, running around their space before settling down for the night. Soon, the kittens graduated from their penal enclosure to a free run of their space. And then finally came the news that everyone had been waiting for. 4 weeks and 1 day after the initial test, Daisy's Panleuk test came back negative. It had been a long, challenging, and admittedly filthy 4 weeks, but they made it through and became strong and healthy survivors of a disease that claims many young lives. As the family continued to thrive, every new toy brought tremendous joy. They spent hours climbing this cat tree and playing hide and seek, showing just how far they had come from those early critical days. Mama Marigold was spayed and had 4 teeth pulled during her procedure, and soon, all these kitties started searching for their perfect humans. Daisy was the first to find her forever home, where she would have a feline brother. For Lori, saying goodbye to the ones she had fought so hard for, especially those who had been critically ill, tugged at her heart even more. Buzz was next to find her forever family, where she would also have an older feline brother. And just when everyone thought the things were finally going smoothly, another challenge arose unexpectedly. Lori noticed a small bump with a scratch forming above Marigold's eye and under her ear. Initially thinking it was just a scratch from playing with her kittens that had become irritated, Lori grew concerned when it didn't heal. Marigold underwent surgery to remove the growth and had to have 2 more teeth pulled. This postponed her visit to the cat cafe, though Bumble would still go to try and find his family. Lori decided to hold Sunflower back, hoping Marigold would like to have the kitten she formed the special bonds with by her side during the recovery. When the lab results for a tissue sample finally came back, there was both concerning and relieving news. As the vet had suspected, it was indeed a mast cell tumor, but it was low grade, with very low risk of spreading to other parts of her body or impacting her lifespan. There was a small chance the tumor could grow back in that spot due to not achieving entirely clear margins, but if that happened, it would simply need to be removed again. In the meantime, Bumblebee found the forever family, where he would have a feline sister close to his age and 2 canine siblings. With the 3 of the 4 kittens now in their forever homes, only Mama Marigold and Little Sunflower remained, and Lori thought it would be fantastic if they would stay together. But at the cat cafe, concerns arose about Sunflower that had been lingering since her arrival. Lori had initially worried about Sunflower's eyes and whether she could see properly when they first came to her house. Her eyes were very dark and seemed larger than her littermates, but the vet hadn't been concerned at the time, and Sunflower had seemed to navigate the foster room just fine. However, at the cafe, several people asked if Sunflower could see. It became apparent that she may have acclimated to Lori's familiar space, but her visual impairment became noticeable in the new environment. Perhaps she could only see shadows. It was difficult to determine. A vet assessment revealed that while Sunflower had an intact optic nerve based on light response, she didn't have a menace response to something approaching her eye, suggesting abnormal vision. While consultations with specialists might provide more answers, the decision was made to leave her be for now since she was otherwise eating, playing, and using the litter box normally. She simply didn't like being alone and would cry out when she couldn't find her mother. While she didn't necessarily have to stay with Marigold, another kitten or cat was definitely required for her comfort and security. The story reaches its heartwarming conclusion when, after nearly 5 months in foster care, Sunflower and Mama Marigold were adopted together. They had been through so much: panleukopenia, surgeries, uncertainty, and countless challenges, but they finally found the home they needed. Marigold and her kittens had beaten the odds, found loving homes, and proved that with care, patience, and love, even the most challenging cases can have happy endings.